If I stay good to you and don't come back firing, if I play nice to you and don't fight back, I remember the nights, don't regret any time. So if I remain good, it don't mean that I should. 'Cause I remember
Alright, I'm about ready. Welcome, everybody. Of course, Kitty, whoever the first person in the stream is going to be number one, at least for a while, so congratulations, welcome. Who's going to be the favorite viewer of the stream today, huh? Hoo. Sound like an owl. Anyway, come on. Come on, OBS, you can do it. Come on, OBS, there it is. There it is. Okay, so in the video that I posted, I did not have all of the things done. I did not have everything over here. But now I do have all of the things over here. So now we are, in fact, ready to rock and roll. So first thing that I would like to do, well, I guess technically first thing I would like to do is get my keyboard and mouse working. Got the notification, immediately closed TF2 just to be the first. Let's go, that takes dedication. And then Benji is in fact gaming. Alright, there we go. Now my mouse colors are working. So basically all I did to test the system and see what got output was just briefly start the system up, but not fully start the system up. So quartz needs to go back over for quartz things. Limestone needs to go back over for limestone things. Also includes quartz things. Caterium needs to go over for caterium things. That's wrong. Copper needs to go back over for copper things. Should have remembered better what goes where, but I think that does it. Yeah, look at that, it's beautiful. What's wrong with you? Did I seriously? Gosh, I did. How did I miss you guys when I was doing this? Great, now my Razer Synapse opens and covers my entire second monitor. Lovely. Is anybody else missing? All the numbers are overestimated, so like one smelter not working wouldn't kill the entire system. But an entire set like that absolutely would. Perfect. Alright, and then the last inputs are our iron, coal, SAM. There goes the iron. There goes the coal. There goes the SAM. All this beautiful, beautiful copper. Of course, most things are going to back up. That's fine. Including the steel. The steel is even going to back up. Look at the beautiful coal. Soon will come the beautiful iron. 18 in one of the 3 factory games. Oh, tier 8 rather, not 18, T8s. How to make the most expensive thing to sell. 4 quad assemblers to make it. I'm guessing that's intense and complicated and expensive. Especially if complaining about it. Yeah, this is only 720. That's fine. And we've got our fixite trigons. Look at that beautiful. Look at that beautiful reanimated SAM. Look how much reanimated SAM that is. That's a crazy amount. And then the caterium for the fixite ingots. Then the fixite trigons. Our quartz crystals. Our silica. Our concrete. And of course the caterium. Which isn't perfectly split, but it's nearly perfectly split. And now we have our giant waterfall of materials. Right here. How high does it go? 1, 2, 5, 6. Yeah. So we have 14 belts of materials coming through here. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 7. 7 whole belts of material coming through. Just a little bit insane, right? The Terraria crafting charts. Oh, you mean like the, oh gosh, what's the most important? Like the cell phone and the Terra boots, the Terra Spark boots. I got a pair of Terra Spark boots once. Actually kind of sick. I fell again. Oh, seriously?
I advise you to seek your thrills more in the field of mathematics or architecture, and less in the literal field.
Okay, that was pretty funny. Oh yeah, the cyber wagon. I forgot that we did that. That's okay, we have the vaporwave dimension. So we can just yoink our way back. Oh! Okay, scratch vaporwave dimension. We just got teleported instantly. That'll teach me to not have a jetpack. There we go. Can you really get the Terra Spark boots pre-hard mode? Can't you also technically get the cell phone pre-hard mode too? Does the cell phone require anything? No, I don't want fandom. Fandom sucks. Don't use fandom as your wiki. I'm gonna get rid of chat for a second so I can full screen the crafting tree. So, Fisherman, Pocket Guide, Weather Radio, and Sextant all come from the Angler. DPS meter, stopwatch, lifeform analyzer from the Traveling Merchant, metal detector, tally counter, and radar from various enemies. The gold or platinum watch, depth meter, compass. And then a magic mirror. Yeah, no, you can get the cell phone pre-hard mode. Holy shit. And then the shell phone, I think you can also get pre-hard mode, assuming you can get the demon conch pre-hard mode. Because I know you can get the ocean conch, or the magic conch. It is pre-hard mode, obtainable by fishing in lava. So yeah, you can in fact get the shell phone in pre-hard mode as well. That's kind of crazy. And then the Terra Spark boots, you can get those pre-hard mode too? I feel like that's wrong. Yeah, Hermes boots, rocket boots, specter boots, lightning boots. Obsidian Rose, Molten Charm, that stuff kind of sucks to get pre-hard mode, but you can. Yeah, no, you just straight up can get the Terra Spark boots pre-hard mode. Wow. All right, I didn't know that actually. Did not know that. Did not know that. Did not know that. My cats fed. Ignore that I accidentally gave them dog food the first time. That's okay. Cats are carnivores, so as long as it didn't have, like, a bunch of grains and stuff in it, then your cats are fine. They got strong bellies. What's up, nerds? You're so mean! You're so mean, Roxy. How could you? Come in a chat and call us nerds. It's an accurate statement, but it still hurts my feelings. Not actually, dog, you're fine. It's so it's so just absolutely distracting. Sup, nerds, affectionate. There it is. Like when you say one of the worst things known to man and then put /J at the end of it. That way people know you're not serious. Oh, I missed one. Gonna annoy me. Alright, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of all of those steel ingots. Because there's 960 of these suckers. And I want none of them. I want to get them off the bus. How the hell did I end up selecting the conveyor Mark III? I need literally twice that. So there's only a few things that steel can actually make. Steel ingots can be used to make two things. Steel beams and steel pipes. And, I guess, steel rod, steel plate, and steel canisters. But we're looking at these two recipes. The molded beam recipe and the molded pipe recipe. Which means we also are in of some of our concrete. I missed the plot. Now, the way that this is going to work, the way that I'm going to make this happen, first of all, the steel can just split off by itself. And then right here, we'll be able to have everything else come down. And now what we'll do is we'll bring across the limestone concrete. We'll grab a splitter. We will stick this here. Because concrete is used here. Not rotor stator, motor. Encased beam, heavy modular frame. I think that might be it. Singularity cell. And I think that's everything that the concrete is used in. So having it split like this is totally fine. I'm gonna grab a display sign. And on the display sign, we are making steel beams. Actually, we're gonna do steel pipes first. We're gonna do steel pipes, 767.5. Which needs... I actually don't know how much. Steel pipe. Molded steel pipe. Ah, it needs exactly that much. And then divide 5, mult 3. 460.5. 460.5 steel. And then over here, bonk, bonk, we have our steel beams. Jet fuel can't melt these. Did I say that out loud? And I don't actually know how much steel these need. So steel, beam, molded beam. Divide 9, molt 24. 80. Serious? How heavily did I overestimate these? There's no way. There's no way this is right. Hang on. Let me get my gosh darn Google Sheet up here. Because there's no way. They want it to stand out because it's a new feature, and they want people to be enamored by it, and also they want people to use it. That's why. Alright, time to navigate the sheet. Iron plate. Cable. Steel pipe. Oh! That doesn't need that much steel, it needs that much concrete. Duh. Alright, so let's try that again. It's like, how heavily did I overestimate this? I actually have this, now that I have this up, I can actually just look. It's 80 steel. And it needs 53.3 income. So 80 plus 767.5. About 960 minus, no, not times, minus that. 112.5 left over. So let's see what kind of numbers we can work with to make this a little bit easier on myself. Molded beam. Can take input of 45. And that is input of 50. 45 makes that 120. And if I take this to 120, leaves me with 72.5 left over. But would also mess with things quite a bit. That's a bad number. That's how many I need. That's 100. Honestly, I think this one we might just do this, because all the steel beams go to the same place. That's actually a key bit here. If all the steel beams go to the same place, it doesn't matter what we do here. So this is fine. We leave this as is. We leave this as is. But then this one, 767.5 plus 112.5 is 880, which does not divide by 50 very well. But 800 divides by 50 very well. 16. Aha, ha 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 ha. Okay. Alright, so 800, and then it was divide 5 mult 3, so 800 divide 5 mult 3. 480. Great. And then this one's fine. So we need a Mark V belt for concrete. Answers that question. Perfect. Now everything else that ends up coming through will be able to just kind of come down one and fill in the gaps. So, like, we're gonna have the iron coming through. Like that. And then we'll also have the copper coming through. And that copper can just come down. And then we have the next copper coming through. And it can just come down. And then the concrete. How much concrete are we making? 1040. Minus 480 minus 53. This can actually be a Mark V belt. And then whatever the two things are above that, can do the same thing. Come on down. Perfect. Long personal update. Fan fiasco. Laptop fan went kaput. Completely dead. No big deal, right? Find a laptop fan, order it, wake up, spend an hour opening the laptop, changing the part, realize I was an idiot, the fan was way too weak. Oof. What up, Nick? Kinda sucks, but my bad. Didn't look into the fan beyond the shape and size. Order another that more specifically matches the old one. Wait another day. I'm guessing this one doesn't work either. Brutal. Oops. Whee! Alright. Then we've got the power nubbin, and we'll just bring this. Now, for the foundries, figure since we only need the one, and we only need the one for the steel beams. That. And what's the input rates on both of these? Less than a Mark II, so let's grab a Mark II. Those are mergers. What am I doing with my life? Variable splitter, splitter. Grab a Mark II. Both of those in. Perfect, and that's gonna go to a super secret belt stack all the way over on that side, because it's only used in space elevator parts. Right? Yeah, it's used in the versatile framework. And then we want 16 foundries after that to be for the rest of the pipes. So, I think what we will do is some manner of perfect splitting. So 1, 2, 3. Start work. 1, 3, honk, 4, 5, 6, 7, press. Okay. Get rid of them and try again. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Great. You know what? I'm even A-okay with this platform extending just one more. Now just repeat on the other side here. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, and 8. And now let's figure out how the heck we want to power route these. The most obvious solution is to do that for that one. And how do we want to split these? Gosh. Think like that, because if that splits, half of them go that way, the other half go this way, and then these split, so half to those 4, half to these 4, then that splits half to 2, and then 1 to 1. So with that figured out, that pretty clearly leaves space in the center here. Still leaves very clear space in the center. Perfect. And we want the tall one on the inside, the short one on the outside. Alright, good. That does actually fit. Great. Benjamin P. Attanientu. Respectable German name, I presume. Attanientu. That is not one that I'm familiar with. I don't know if I would say that it sounds German. Maybe that's just me not knowing what German sounds like, really. Alright, let's figure out the input rates. Input rates are less than a Mark 1, so let's make some use of some Mark 1 dots. And just for consistency's sake, we're gonna always go from machine. Oops. From machine to splitter. Okay. Now for the internals here, we'll do Mark 3s. And then for everything else, we'll do Mark 5s, just because Mark 5s are really easy. It's weird. I've ranted about it before. I know I've ranted about it before, but I'm gonna rant about it again. The complexity of built materials throughout the game is wildly inconsistent. Tier 1 belts are iron plates. You can mass produce those with ease in the early game. It literally does not matter at all. You can just slam down a whole ton of machines doing it, and it's absolutely perfect. Mark II assemblers, reinforced iron plates. In the early game, that is absolutely dreadful. Completely and entirely unreasonable to expect for players to be using those materials purely for conveyor belts and conveyor belts alone. Makes absolutely 0 sense whatsoever. Hate every single piece of it. And then Mark III, we're back to dirt cheap again. Steel beams. You just make some steel ingots and smack them into the system, and then you're done. It's so easy to do. Oops, that probably has to be a Mark VI. And are we gonna do perfect merging? Maybe. Actually, the more I look at it, the more reasonable I think that that is. Although that does make me wonder why the heck I elevated this if I'm gonna... So let's just unelevate that. LOL. Figures. Go figure. Then Mark IV, encased industrial beams, are still very difficult. It's why you hardly ever see me use any tier 4 belts in my factories. Just because it's genuinely that difficult to do. Okay, so these two merge, the 4 merge. Let's get that down. Merge. 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 Now, with that one facing that way, this one facing this way, then we can get these two. Sure. Although I think I will want it facing that way, and have this one facing this way. Because what I'm thinking here is Mark III to there, Mark 5 to there, which means that over here Mark III. Oh, come on. Mark III to there. Mark III to there. So now if this one faces this way, this one faces this way, this one faces this way, although I guess it doesn't really matter this side. But if I've got Mark III, then I can have Mark V, and Mark V, and that's perfect merging! There it is! There it is. This is what gets me. Fan gets in, it's completely wrong. Half the power of what I paid for. That wasn't even me, they just lied in the product specs. That's awful. Order new fan. By this point, I'm getting down 4 days, counting the day it broke. My laptop being borderline unusable. I am a wee bit sick of it. Yeah, Didn't even bother putting my laptop at least semi back together. I just stuffed the parts in the closet and called it a day. Literally 1-to-1 with the original. Same brand, same model, same stats, same everything. Put it in, and I'm finally free. Opened your laptop 3 separate times. Yeah, no, there's only toil when it comes to computers. There only ever has been, there only ever will be. It's just awful. The computers are never fun. They're never cool. They're never interesting. They're only interesting and cool once they're actually working. And by the time that you get there, you've done some, like, wizardry to make it happen. I literally spent the entire afternoon today debugging a piece of code that didn't like that I had something as a string array instead of a character array. Or that I had it as a character array instead of a string array. Even though I specified it as a string array, it just decided that it wanted to make it into a character array just because it felt like it. I still don't know why it felt like it, but it did, in fact, just feel like it. It took me so long to figure out that that's what the issue was. Literally, it took me so long to figure out that that's what the issue was. Alright, so, now then, our dearest of friends, the steel beams, are gonna just kind of worm their way through. Like, I'll get them over here. And then we'll curve the belt upwards. Then we'll grab our straight belt. We will bring it where the heck am I gonna bring it? Where the heck am I gonna bring it? I think I'll bring it to over where I'll just have one of these waiting. To take it the entirety of the way up. And then on the other side, we'll have another one waiting to take it back down. Ah. And then it'll just go this way. And before I forget, I will go on ahead and extend the platform by 1 in this direction as well. Because I forgot to do that. How's it hanging low, gang? I'm sorry, that was cringe. For hate speech / heresy. Aw. You got meme timed out. Oh, you got meme timed out. No. Sorry, not sorry. Logan's cringe. Oh man, that's funny. Logically, it should be, or I should absolutely be 1 for an eternity due to how much I've spent. Oh, 1 for eternity considering how much I've sent, considering Nick has only sent 3 messages so far. I think it has a discrepancy against moderators for some reason. Because you and Nick on my screen, you both have the same amount of XP as does Rhaegar and Kitty Cat. Roxy has 25 less XP. I don't know what gets you XP. I don't know what the heck the XP part of the top fan system is. Gonna make some garlic bread tonight with my fiance. Don't have the energy. It's just Mediterranean salad. Yeah, it happens. That definitely happens. I had leftovers from my fiance and I's date from last night. It was very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice date. Very fun, very nice, very cool. Next up is actually the only use of iron ingots. So maybe we can even shrink this one by 1. And instead of having this, just do one of both these kinds of guys. To get it up and over. Get it back down. That way this side of the belt bus can still come through, but then the iron will come out. And the iron is used, oh gosh, in so many things. So many things. Okay. XP is determined by the spirit, the ghosts, the whims of the wind. Is it early with like 4 hours of sleep, exhausted with work, and then started doing some physically intensive errands in the heat. Yeah. I didn't really go outside much today. I really need to wash my car at some point. XP is determined by watching, so if you clicked off the video, your timer would stall. Maybe? I don't actually know. But I did just feel a text come through, so I'll check that. Oh, not a text, just LinkedIn. Telling me a bunch of bullshit. And now I can Google. YouTube top fan XP in live chat. Come on, Google Gemini, give me something informative. They call it a gamified leaderboard feature. Viewers can earn XP by sending live chat messages, super chats, super stickers, and gifts in some vertical live streams. The leaderboard ranks the top 50 most engaged viewers. The top 3 receive a special badge next to their names in chats. So it literally just says... Oh, you can opt out of the leaderboard in your YouTube settings, apparently. Viewers cannot earn points during the replay, but the leaderboard is visible during the replay. Okay, so apparently it's just either spend money, which you can't because I don't have it enabled, or send more chats, I guess. Getting Supreme to click off last stream so I'd be #1. It was crazy stuff, bro. Holy cow, literally just manipulating the system. Let's go gambling. Am I free? Supreme is free. He disabled it. Straight up assassination. Roxy was planning to kill Supreme. How much it sucks to use your computer and have to constantly micromanage the temp and unable to do anything fun. Yes, actually, surprisingly enough, I do know what that's like. I also know what it's like to constantly have to crack open the computer case so that you can look at the RAM and make sure that the RAM is okay. Okay, so we need 494.5 iron plates, which some of go to reinforced iron plates, some of go to singularity cells. And it's a yucky number. Do I have a constructor times 24 blueprint? I have a 32. I could underclock them all. $24.725 divided by 32. I mean, it's a really gross number. But let's see here. We have 960 iron ingots. The iron plates are going to take up 494.5 divided by 20 multiplied by 30. 741.75. 741.75. Oh gosh, the screws are really nasty. 789 divided by 50 times 12.5. That only leaves 21 left? Really? That can't be right. Divided by 20 mult 5. How about I try that instead? Divided by 20 multiplied by 5. That only leaves 21 left over. Wow, okay. So I could do 750, and I could do 800, and that still leaves me with a net neutral. So let's do that then. Where did I put these? I put these on. So here, there. And we want iron plate. And we're making 700, no, not 750 of these, 500. Needs 750 iron. Aaron, iron. Yeah, 750. And then 800 iron plates. Needs some amount. Or 800. 800 screws, my gosh. 800 screws need some amount of iron. So 800 divided by 20 times 5 is 200. I probably could have done that in my head, but that's fine. 200. And let's just double check here that 750 divided by 30 times 20 is 500. All right. Now, I don't know why I did that. I need a placeholder. For the iron plates, if we're going to be making 500, 500 divided by 20 is 25. 25 divided by 32 is still a rough number, but not a terrible number, so we can use that blueprint. And then the cast screws, we need 800 divided by 50 is 16, which is fine because we have an old blueprint that we can do that with pretty easily. Yeah. Alright, so let's do that. Let's do it! Math! This is going to be a very math-heavy stream. Just buckle up. Buckle the fuck up, everybody. Alright, so the second line of the bus is going to come through right here. Let's have a buffer of one foundation on the side. So let's have it here. Well, roughly one. Because this is technically spilling. Let's do it here. That's great. That'll work. And then let's make sure that these are centered on something, so that they're not just out open like that. I could also do it here, and that'll allow the iron to split a little easier, and also keep it within this little space. It's great. Look at it go, look at it go, look at it go, look at it go, it's beautiful! All of the belts. Perfect. Topic of heresy. Roxy, you said Doom Eternal was not tolerant incorrect opinions here? Had the power over you to do. Oh no. We have to leave everyone in the dark to induce chaos. Oh, I had already read it. I'm sorry. Fiancé. The reason I not passed out yet is because I collapsed on her bed. I got fiancé back row because it felt like I got 10 hours of sleep. Yeah, fiancé versus fiancé. One of them is the woman, one of them is the man. The one with 2 E's is the woman. The one with 1 E is me. And I think that that is immensely confusing and completely unnecessary. Riddle me this, Benji. Riddle me this. I immediately forgot the number. 78.125. 78.125. Fuck. 78.125. Boom. 15.62. 15.62 times 32 should get me to, yeah, 400. There's a floating point number that's missing somewhere in all of that, but that is a-okay. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. And despite all my rage, I'm still an illiterate fuck in a cave. No matter how much you think you hate the cave media, you don't hate them enough. Come on, this typo. I'll stuff you back in the closet. Miss allegedly lesbian. Roxy got called a lesbian by someone and has been yapping about it for days. Days and days and days and days and days. I love ranting. I love ranting when people assume something about my character. It's like, oh, you think you know me? You think you know me that well? Sorry, sweetie. No, you really don't know me as well as you think you do. Okay, so there's the iron. Now it's time for the screws. So if we go to cast screw. Oh, that's right, it was just 16. I'm stupid. I almost said we're stupid. That wouldn't have been fair to you all. I'm the stupid one. Bonk one. And I'm pretty sure the way that this works is 2 of these and 2 of these and zoop. I saw the notification come through, Supreme. I'll look at it here in a second. Perfect. I think I'm going to have to change some of the output belts, but that should be a-okay. Because it's only 200 iron in, but it's 800 screws out. Oh, actually, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. What, it's 50 each, so it's 100 coming out of here, so that's fine. And then it's 200. Right? 50, 50, 100, 100, 100, 200, and then 400. So here is where we'll need to have that happen. Alright, sick. You know, why am I doing that one when I could just do this nubbin instead of that nubbin? Have it be on the same line? And then the same thing down here, I could have it be that nubbin. And boom, we have screws. And we have iron plates. And we're great. We're great. Girl dating a girl, but not a lesbian because I like guys, but I like Dio. What am I? Is that like an Egyptian riddle? Are you a river? That's usually the answer. Level 1E Ultra Kill? What did I say 1E for? Setup upgrades. Big fuck off desk now sits under my loft bed and it's glorious. That was the Discord notification. Look in the funny anything. I have more than 75 XP. How? Oh, damn, that is a sick desk. Look at that thing. Bro, it's all, like, curved and shit? That's sick. Oh, and the cat. The best desk accessory is the cat. Easily. It's not even done. New drawing on magma. Will it open the website? Finally a good fucking answer. Let's go! I'm reliable! This shit is refusing to load, kitty. There it is. Nope. Stop it. No, I don't want to log in. No, I don't want to log in. It won't let me actually view the picture. I can load it. But then it doesn't actually let me look at it because it says I need to log in. Let me take a screenshot and send it. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so that is all of the use of our iron ingots. Now the other thing that it says here is reinforced iron plates. And I don't know if I want to have those here. I think I'll have them here. And then copper products over there. That's what we'll... The Always Sunny clip? I don't think I did. I meant to. No biggie, just 3840 by 2160. You'll never be able to go back. I have one of those at work, and holy shit. Like, you know what? I can't share the picture of my work setup because it's pretty identifying. as like where I'm at. So I can't actually share it. But we've got a giant monitor that's that size, 3840 by 2160 in the center. And then the flanking monitors are the next biggest up from the ones that I have, and I know I've shared that picture before of like my setup. So you can kind of imagine from there. The desk was $50. Let's go. I think mine was like 150, but it was new. So that would be why it was like 150. Okay, so next up on the list, reinforced iron plates. Using the default recipe, we need 65.75 per minute here. But we have 800 screws, so we can normalize around the 800 screws aspect and go for 13.3. What's 13.3 divided by 12? 111 and 1/9 clock speed, or 11/9% clock speed. I think that's pretty easily doable, actually. And I also think that that's pretty easily doable in this space right here. It is. Oh, it 100% is. Because I can just take this and I can just put it up. One, two, and 3. The nudge mode is still the best thing that they've ever added to this game. Hands down. Alright, perfect. Now reinforced iron plates. Toss in one of those guys. 111. Copy that. Paste it, paste it, paste it. Next layer, paste, 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 paste. Next layer. Paste, 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 paste. It's very nice, very nice. Now the problem is going to be getting all the resource routing. And in terms of input, those are all Mark 2s, which is fine. That's Mark 3, which should be fine. So we're just going to do Mark 5 for everything here. And then actually we need to switch the order. So I can do this. Because if I were to put the inside one on the top, then the outside one wouldn't be able to actually reach it properly. And screws are only used in the reinforced iron plates. Reinforced iron plate, because we're using a different recipe for the rotor. Not this one, though. Using a different recipe for the heavy modular frame. Not this one, though. Using a different recipe for the modular frames. And yeah, same for that. Okay, so let's go on ahead and have this be the output for the screws. And the iron plates are actually a little different. So there's only 500. How many are needed for all of these? If we have 13.3 times 5, that's that many. Divided by 5 times 30? It's 400? Does that seem right? 400? I'm gonna go check my sheet here. My cheat sheet. That's reinforced iron plates. That's not actual iron plates. That's screws. Cable, circuit board. Where the hell are the reinforced iron plates at? My gosh, I can't actually see anything because it's so small. My window is literally too tiny for me to be able to see. But I still want to be able to see stream. Reinforced iron plate. Yep, 400. 400 iron plates, which means singularity cells is only 100? It sure is. Okay, I stand corrected. So this is 500, which is why it's on a Mark 5. But the stuff that's going to go over onto the next set of busing that's going to happen only needs to be that. And then this side can be a little bit beat. There we go. All right. Now for these ones, I am just going to clip it because I can't be bothered. Then maybe that still has room. That does still have room. All the lights are on. Now we just need a charger. And if each of these is 5.55 heating, that's only 22. So I can do a Mark 3, Mark, and Mark 3, Mark 3, and Mark 3. And then we'll do a Mark 5 for the bottom one, because that's just what that is. Sick. Monitor was only 70. Because it's 60 hertz. I mean, my monitors are both 60 hertz. I don't remember what the one at work is, but I think it's 4K. It's huge, and it's very high quality, and it's very nice. And I still run out of monitor space when I'm coding. I don't even know how the fuck that's possible. That I can run out of space on those fucking monitors. Okay, next up is copper. Although I guess I should probably figure out what the hell the bus is doing at this point. So let's go grab some bus components. First of all, let's grab the iron. Bring that the whole way over. Then the copper, because that is going to be next up on our list. Then, of course, we can't forget the silica. Nor can we forget the quartz crystals. Then, of course, we have our aluminum ingots, our rubber, our plastic. Running these guys. Okay. Look at all those iron ingots fly. Oh no, don't tell me there's a problem with the blueprint. But there isn't. It's just slow. How many are needed for the screws? Only 200, right? Yeah, alright, cool. So this guy can actually be speed limited. And that should help. I keep saying should! Oh my gosh. I'm gonna crash out. Then we have our time crystals. Time crystals are literally only used in one thing. That's dark matter. Then we have our Caterium. Our Fixite Trigons. And our copper powder. Copper powder is only used in one thing, and that's nuclear pasta, which is only used in one thing, which is singularity cells? I think? Okay. Now, the copper can curve itself down, as can this copper, as can this limestone, as can this silica, and as can this. Very nice, very demure. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with the nitrogen gas now that I kind of have this lane occupied. I might scoot it over. I think I will actually scoot it over. Because I forgot that it existed when I was playing most of this. So we'll just make it nice and buddy-buddy here with the top tier. And then we'll not forget that it exists. Adding straight build mode is a godsend. Alright, look at us. We're moving, we're grooving, we're doing things, we're doing great. Reinforced plates are used in smart plating, crystal oscillators, and modular frames, which actually means that this needs to split, and we'll need to have some of it go over to the other side. How many? 67 or 65.75. It doesn't really matter what kind of belts we end up using. But the point is that some of it is going to go back onto the bus over this direction. And the rest of it is going to go off this way and join up over here. Let's make it 2 wider. That way we can kind of have a channel. So now we've got our steel beams. And our reinforced iron plates, which both go over to some of our space elevator parts, which will be in another factory somewhere over that way. And then the rest of the reinforced iron plates are kind of just going to come over here. and let's figure out where this sub bus is going to end up being. I think first off, we stretch this not quite as far as it'll go. I think to here makes the most sense. And then we'll stretch all of the resources to match, including the nitrogen, because we're not going to forget the nitrogen this time. We're not going to leave him out of it. And we'll have the sub bus here. Perfect. Bring over some materials. And then while I got it, may not be fast, but it'll look good. Respectable 27-inch indeed. Gosh, I don't know how big the monitor is at work. I'm gonna have to check the specifications on that now. That way I can just get some specifics for you guys, because it's massive. But I can't post an image of it, so yeah. Discord can't load it fully. Let's go. Port it into Google Slides, make it smaller. First it's too big, now the pixels go bye-bye. The WikiPig, this thing was screw it. I'm just gonna send the Google Slides. He'll see it at some point. Yeah, I got a little carried away in my brain and my math there. I need to sell both my kidneys first. Yeah, I'm not upgrading my setup for a while. I mean, I'm capped to Windows 10. And Windows 10 loses support this year. So we're going to have to figure that out. Bro, you have to make it public. You have to make it a public Google Slides. Or just Windows Shift S and take a screenshot of it that way. Windows Shift S is one of my best friends. Yeah, the next thing that's gonna get upgraded here is definitely my CPU. Because Windows 10 loses support, but Windows 10 is great. I hate Windows 11 sometimes. I hate the error sound. I like the error sound on Windows 10 a lot better. The Windows 11 one just irritates me for some reason. But like, fiance got me a nice set of speakers, so when we play games together, I have speakers now instead of my headset. It's also better for my ears, because if you wear headphones all the time, you damage your eardrums a lot more easily. I've got my mic, I've got my boom arm, I've got my keyboard, mouse. Those are both very reliable. My monitors are great. They're a little small, but that's not a big deal. They get the job done, you know, they're average. They're decent. My desk is awesome. My light strips are amazing. My lamp is really cool. I have Bartholomew, my son. He's a Pinacarid. He's got a little sound thing in him. Hang on, I don't think you could hear it. There it is. He's my son. He's got a little sound bite in him. Fiance literally sewed him for me using inspiration from the game and a whale plushie. I've got my Satisfactory build gun, which is sick. I actually moved that to a lower shelf while Fiance and I were playing It Takes Two together. I gotta get this bad boy back out. There we go. Anyone with the link can open it. Let's go. Give me that. Here, have this instead of an image so you can actually look around. Note, it's not done. Bye-bye pixels. I can kind of see the complexity of it, though. I passed out, but I'm still here. Bartholomew? Bartholomew! He's a Pinacarid! Have I never given a picture of Bartholomew before? It would be criminal if I hadn't. I'm getting all the personal information out of the picture here. He's my son. That's the only part that's done at the moment. Yeah, it takes a lot of planning for shit like this. Alright, moving on. That is iron finished, so now we get to move on to copper. So for copper, we need wire, and then the wire goes to cable, automated wiring, and rotors. And then also we need to do cable for the crystal oscillators and copper sheets for the circuits. I think for the cable and the copper, we don't need all that much. Also, I extended the other one by 2, so I gotta extend this one by 2. We don't need that much for the cable and for the copper sheets. So I think I will do the copper sheets first. 11.2375 constructors. You know what, let's do some math. Let's check some numbers. So, first things first, I'm a realist. Copper sheets. Benchy hand reveal? I've revealed my hand before with the build gun. Remember the build gun? I've hand revealed. Hell, I think I hand revealed before that even. Now Roxy has 100 XP. Let's go. Just from asking who Bartholomew is, you're in second place. Supreme is off the leaderboard. Nick's only got 75. Alright, so we need 224.75, which is a really gross number. 224.75 times 2. No, not 2,224. That's basically 450. And we've got 1680 copper ingots here. So we've got a bit of wiggle room at the moment. So let's grab our single input signs. Oh, you know what? I also have to do the reinforced iron plate sign. I forgot to do that. Reinforced iron plates. And the reinforced iron plates we are making, honestly, probably 66 per minute. because it's that many. Ah, cool. 66.6 repeating. 66 plus 2/3. And that needs... divided by 5 times 30 is 400. 400 plate, comma, 800 screw. So let's grab this sign. And we'll put the sign here, here, here. And first we're going to do copper sheets over here. Copper sheets, and the exact number is 224.75, which is 449.5. Then over here, copper, or not, it's just called wire. It's just called wire. And the exact number is 1232, which is 616. Is that right? Wire. Divided, ooh, excuse me, divided by 2. 41.0667 times 30 is 1232 times 15 is 616. All right. Is that all the copper ingots? Oh, first of 2 uses for copper ingots. Then we also need alkali sheets and aluminum casings, which both are a copper hog. Oof, yeah, aluminum casings is very rough. All right, so first let's do cable. Cable. Which the exact number is 217, which is 434 cable. Right? Yeah, times 2. So 217 times 434. Not cable. Wire. How the hell did I just open that? Okay. Apparently I hit Alt-R. I must continue to chat to keep my spot #1. Let's go, gamers. Level up. Let's get this XP, gamers. Level up, gamers. I don't die. I respawn. I don't die. I respawn. That's crazy. Alright, so for the aluminum, I'm going ahead and just put that here. Because for the aluminum casings, we don't really need all that much copper. For the alclad sheets, we don't need that much copper. For this, we need a shit ton. 585. Exact number is 390. Then, for the aluminum sheets, this is the one where we don't actually need all that many. We only need 72 of these, which is only 24 copper. And if I go into an assembler, let me take a look at both of those. This we could take up maybe to 90. How much copper is that in total so far? 616, 449.5, 390 is 14. 79.5. We have 1680. So that is 200 to spare. That's a lot left over. I think the first thing that we change numbers for is... what's the first thing we change numbers for? I think the first thing we change number for is cable. Because 217 cable is stupid. 240 cable is much better. So let's edit this first. 240, 480. Shit. I didn't look at the number first. Where's my cable calculation? 434. So 480 minus 434 is an additional 16. So that puts us here, which puts us here, which is not a fun number. So 1680 minus parenthesis 449.5. 624. $390.24. Still 192.5 left over. So next up is this number. This number is stupid. Because 624 does not divide by 15. Why did I do that? Yes, I want this back. I want this back. I want this back. I want to keep this. I'll do the rest of the math on my phone. For right now. 624 divided by 15 is 41.6, which is stupid. 42 is also stupid because it's not divisible by 16 very nicely. But that's okay. I can mess around with that number a little bit more. Let's switch gears here. How about copper sheets? 449.5. So 460 divided by 20 is 23. 480 divided by 20 is 24. So let's put this to 480. That still leaves us with 162. So let's go over here. Everything's an overestimate right now. Nothing needs to be hyper balanced yet. Okay. So that number is solidified. This number is still kind of up in the air. So is this number, and so is this number. We have a lot of wiggle room. So let's go over to Alclad Sheets. 30 per minute. We've got 72. It's 10. So if we did 90, we would need 30. But we're also then messing with the aluminum. And I don't know if those are the only uses of aluminum. Ah, they are the only uses of aluminum. Okay, alright. So we've got 960 aluminum. The raw usage of aluminum in its entirety is 780 for that, plus 72 for the casings. So 780 plus 72 is 852, which means we've got a little over 100 leeway, so we can easily take this to 90 and 30. Very easily take that to 90 and 30. And so that leaves us still with a nice amount of leftover. Then over here, this is going to be the real big sink of everything, especially because it's a 390 value. I mean, I could probably take it to 600, and that'll give me a good ratio. So 600 divided by 15 times 10 is 400. And I'm certain that we would still have enough aluminum to cover that, because that would only be 800 aluminum, and then this would be an additional 90 aluminum. So that's only 890, which is less than our 960, which is good. So yeah, I think that that's good. And that leaves us 146 left over. So we return here. That's 630 divided by 15. It's 42, which isn't great. That's 16 times 4. 64 times 3. 48. 48 times 15. 720. That would be way overkill. That would be way overkill. It's 44. Yeah, it still won't fit. That could work. Yeah, that could work. 44 times 30. 1320. Let's do that. It's not too overshot, but it's still not undershot either. That's 660. So now we go back to our 1680 minus parenthesis, 480, 660, 430. Still leaves us with 110 left over to. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Alright, let's get caught up. Wait a long enough time to get into the Abyss-related characters. If I cover the Reavers, we're going to be putting off characters. Till the end of time. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh my gosh, it's already 9 o'clock? When the fuck did that happen? How is it already 9 o'clock? I have work tomorrow again. That's... Whoa. Alright, so 960 and 720 is the top belt. So 960 and 720. Honestly, I think it's just as simple as the 960 goes to this and the aluminum, and then the full 720 goes here. I think that's just that's just the solution. That's just easy. Okay. 240, 480, 480 divided by 10 is 48. Or I could do 32 and underclock them, or overclock them rather. No, what am I doing? No, I only need 24. 480 divided by 20. I only need 24 of the suckers. So it would be underclocking them if I used this blueprint. Fuck it, we ball. Now that 960 belt is going to split evenly. Part of it's going to go here. And then the rest of it is going to go to the aluminum, which I guess will probably be over here. We're going to stagger it. And then the 720 is going to go to there for the rest. So 1320 divided by 30. 1320 divided by 30 is 44. We already discussed that. You know what? Let's do clock speeds first. Hang on. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. 24 divided by 32 is 75%. Oh my gosh. I'm getting my keybinds all kinds of fucked up here. Alright, good. Alright. Now 1320 divided by 30 is 44. 44 divided by 32 is 1.375. 137.5. 41.25 times 44. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's wrong. What? Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to need to take a break here in a second. 1320 divided by 30 is 44 machines at 100% clock speed. 44 divided by 32 is 1.375 clock speed. How about 20.625 times 32? Or was I multiplying it wrong? 41.25. I was multiplying it by 44. That was what the problem was. I was multiplying it by 44, not by 32, like I should have been. And now, wire is one of those complicated things that goes to a lot of products. Partially it goes to the cable, partially it goes to other things. And it's so plentiful to the point where I'm actually going to have to split these belts up at the top here. Yeah, these belts. Oh my gosh. Yep, I'm gonna have to take a break. I'm gonna crash out. I am so quick to anger today. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna catch up on chat, and then I'm gonna take a brief moment here and grab a snack, some water, stretch my legs. We'll be great, alright? Alright. Oh, F&F is still around? Friday Night Funkin's still a thing? I thought that died off a while ago. How many characters I'll get through, so I'll just start with my favorite. Ooshin. He's an old character that I'm reusing. For a starter, this man would steal candy from a baby. Let's go! Also, promptly attempt to blackmail the baby into staying quiet, not spilling to possible investigators/interrogators. I'm about to crash out. I'm about to pull an Ooshin and steal candy from a baby. It's so easy. Alright, yeah. I will be right back. Enjoy the intermission.
the sun is setting on our honeymoon.
Alright, let's get back at it. Oh. Reducing a punching bag to a pile of sand on the floor as we speak. Comically had fire burst out of his head at a region. The house just blew up. Nah, I just went and had a muffin. And it took me a little longer to eat the muffin than I was expecting to. But it was a delicious muffin. I was hungry and cranky. So I'm glad that I went and ate a muffin. Needed a muffin. You ever just need a good muffin? I know I do. Alright, I don't see any red icons. So these are all good. Now then. 41.25 times 16 is 660. I should have guessed that. So 660, if we come back here to our little notes. For the cable, we only need 480. And then the rest will all just go off to the other things that copper wire is used for. Cable, automated wiring, and rotor. How much are used for the automated wiring, me wonder? $375. Okay. So what I think I'll do is I'll actually use the priority merger for once. And I'll also use a smart splitter. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to smart split wire to the left. I'm going to center output none, and I'm going to overflow to the right. And for the priority merger, I'm going to priority the left all the way up, the center all the way down, and the right all the way down. Because now, what we're going to do is we're going to take all of this copper and we're going to have it go to the cable and eventually the rotors, while the 375 goes off to the side and will go over for the automated wiring on the other factory. The copper sheets are used in circuits, so those are going to join the minibus over there. Great. Now let's figure out our cable situation. We need 240, which is 8 constructors. That's actually really, really easy, because I have a blueprint that does that. And then here, we will split I'll even, just for priority's sake, do that. I know this looks funky, but I can keep the center input from being picked more if I do it like this. And then in terms of cable, I know that these belt speeds are going to be just fine. Perfect. And like I said, that keeps this one from being picked, well, pretty much at all, it looks like. Which is ideal. Because that only requires 480 of the copper wire. So now the rest of this copper wire is going to go onto the sub-bus, as is the cable. Because the cable's used for crystal oscillators, which we're not going to get to for a minute. Yeah, okay. Grand. So let's extend the bus. We've got our... This one actually can just be that, because it's only 480, so that'll work. Yeah, I should have known that that was going to cause issues. So the limestone, the silica, and the quartz crystals. Then the limestone, the silica, and the quartz crystals. Very nice, very nice. Welcome back. I'm also back. Hi, also back. I'm Benji. Back to Funny Insane Man. He's put simply, a maniac lunatic obsessed with the Abyss and leads a conspiracy group, in quotes, devoted to uncovering the Abyss, and they will fund it by any means necessary. Oh, like the lizard people, hence the baby candy stealing. Granted, the child would need to possess a candy worth $5 or more. So in short, the fancy nerd deserved it. You've got 200 XP now? I don't know how it works, man. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Alright. Next up, aluminum. So, the aluminum here is literally just going to come off the side like this. And then the rest of the copper is going to have to go the entirety of the way over top here. Like so. Then the sub-bus can come underneath. And then we're going to add to the sub-bus, first of all, the reinforced iron plates. Then we need the copper sheets, cable, and wire. And this side of the sub bus is actually getting very short. Which is very nice. We like our short kings. This one now also gets to be a tier shorter, which is nice. Caterium ingots and fixite trigons are used in a couple of different things, which is why they're coming. Rubber and plastic are also used in a myriad of things, so that's its own thing. They managed to wind up under the small gang sphere, not because they are, but because their moral bankruptcy leads them to commonly conflict with those in the sphere. Poor guys. The #1 stream. I mean, yeah, he was. Thing is, he didn't want to be, so he just straight up opted out of the program. Which is something you can do if you don't wanna be, you know, a part of the you know, stream leaderboard, then you can in fact opt out of it. Well, shit. Also, this is only 240, so it does not need to be that fancy. Literally just take this and make it a Mark III instead. Now for the copper. For the copper, yes, Benji, please be a little more specific than that. For the copper wire, and the net copper wire for all of this. How much is in the automated wiring? 375. So we've got 660 plus 660 minus 375 minus 480. No, not just 66, you knock. There it is, 465. Okay. Okay. And now, last but not least, we've also got to bring the cable over here. I'm confident I can stay in first, so bye later. Thanks for coming out. Tune in for the recap to see if you stayed the #1 chatter and became the Benji favorite for the stream. Because that's the reward, is at the end of the stream I say that you're my favorite. Who's my favorite viewer? Whoever's the top chatter on a certain given day. Why isn't it consistent? Because you're all my favorite. And because I want to incentivize people interacting with my chat. I literally don't care about that last part at all. I just care that you guys enjoy yourselves and have fun and enjoy my content. I give 0 fucks whether or not you chat or not or anything else. Just have fun. That's the whole point. Hello, sir. Is this a bank? Why, yes, sir. What can I do for you today? Yeah, I'll have that money to go, please. What money? Your money? Would you like to make a withdrawal, sir? Withdrawal? No. 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 I'll just be having all of it. All of it, sir? All the money. Well, sir, you can't do that. It's other people's money. It's not your money. It's mine now. Listen to me. Listen to me. I am the captain now. It's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this guy. They're also a bunch of dorks. Members are either complete nutjobs full of theories of the Abyss's contents or more stable, albeit full themselves, individuals. Oh, cool. So they're either crazy or narcissists. Dude, that's so sick. Oh my gosh. That's so sick. Alright, so first things first, we're going to do the Alclad sheets. So that'll be this one. Whee! So many belts. YouTube's compression algorithm absolutely hits my guts. Alright. Cool. So, for the Alclad aluminum sheets, we're making 90. So we just need 3 machines at full clock speed for that. Only needs 30 copper, only needs 90 aluminum. So this all gets to be Mark 1 belts. Sick! We're already done. And then the in-between gets to be Mark II belts. Sick! We're already done! Now the question is Alclad aluminum casings, which we are going to be making 600 of. So 600 divided by 112.5 is 5.3, or instead, I just take this fancy little blueprint, line up the assemblers, and then plug in The rest of you, and the rest of you. I think the top is copper, which means the bottom needs to be that. And just because I want to make sure I have everything at the proper rate, we're just going to do this. Yeah. And then... Oops. 5.3 divided by 4 is 1.3. So 133.3 gets me 150 for each one, which I honestly probably could have guessed. 200 aluminum ingots input each, 100 copper ingot input each, and then 150 aluminum casing output each. So same thing, we're just gonna do this, 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 and this. Alclad sheets are only used in one thing, and that is the superposition oscillator. And aluminum casings are only used in two things, and those are the heat sinks and fused modular frames. Now, this is getting a bit tall for my liking. I think having 5 high is going to be a good stopping point. So we're going to add onto the side here, like so. And then we will take our hard-earned aluminum sheets. And put them there. And then we will take our hard-earned 600 aluminum casings and do something very similar. Bingo. I also forgot to upgrade all 4 of these guys, so 1, 2, 3. I guess I should have said all 3 of these guys, but whatever. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to place this right there. Boom, 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 boom. And to the power bus. Bonk. And last but not least, the actual belts. So now the copper is flowing, the aluminum is flowing, the aluminum is really flowing. Holy shit. But we are in fact getting our Alclad casings, very nice. And our aluminum sheets, our Alclad sheets, very nice. You know, I should probably be updating these numbers in here as I go, huh? Well, back to the beginning, because I have to update all of my numbers in my sheets. Okay. So that one we did not change. This one we did change. This one is 800. And I no longer need to know how many foundries because it's been built. No longer need to know how many foundries because it's been built. Iron, we are making 500 iron plates per minute. No longer need to know how many constructors. Screws, we are making 800 per minute. Reinforced iron plates, we are doing 66 2/3 per minute. Wire, we are doing 1320 per minute. Cable, we are doing 240 per minute. Copper sheets, we are also doing 240 per minute. Alclad sheets, we are doing 90 per minute. And casings, we are doing 600 per minute. And that is all of the tier 1 post rare or post raw material processing. That is everything. So iron has been processed up a tier, aluminum has been processed up a tier, copper has been processed up a tier, steel has been processed up a tier. Which means now we get to start moving into the other things. So if we look at concrete, molded beam, we already did that. Encased industrial pipe is coming up. Heavy encased frame is coming up. Singularity cell. So there's still 3 products for concrete. Silica. What are we using silica for? High-speed connectors? Is that the thing? What are we using silica for? That is what we're using it for, is the high-speed connectors. Okay. Okay. And that's it. Alright. Quartz crystals. Crystal oscillator. I think maybe RCUs is another use of the quartz crystals. Yes, radio control unit, heatsink, high-speed connector, and quartz crystals right here. 258 for that. And crystal oscillator, 279 for that. There's got to be something else then. Quartz crystal. Or not. Those are apparently the only 2 things. Okay. How about rubber? Rubber's used in a lot. That stuff's not worth it. All right. Let's go back to the. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. The plan. The plan. Now, why is this guy so obsessed with the Abyss? This is where it gets interesting. Put simply, he's secretly a former researcher. He was so unfathomably traumatized by the events that transpired, he used advanced technology to partially erase his memory. It's giving Gravity Falls Society of the Blind Eye moments. Or that kind of vibe. Toot toot McBumbersnatch. Traveling banjo enthusiast. Now, very unfortunately for him, his plan only partially worked, because he forgot a lot, but his new self still remembered the existence and that something was down there. If asked about it now, he physically could not tell you exactly what makes him think there's such important things down there. All he could tell you is, I just got a feeling. I got a feeling. Okay. So, yucky numbers. I think this will be the last thing we do. Oh my gosh, yeah, looking at this, I think this is going to be the last thing that we do. I think this has to be the last thing that we do. Okay. 3 products. 1 line. I guess we'll go... Yeah, we'll go off to the left here for this one. So I'll put my planning zone here. 3 things. 3 things. Industrial parts. Rotors. Stators. And motors. Okay. I'm gonna need some signs for this for sure. Let's grab a display sign. Let's do input, input, output. So rotors are steel pipes. Don't know how many yet. Rotor. 70.5. And the other ingredient is wire. I'm going to go back into my sheet here. And I'm going to go find rotors. Steel pipe and wire. Steel pipe, 141. And wire, 423. Now, similarly, we have stators, which are steel pipes at 180.5. Not double decimal point, that's a completely different thing. Stators themselves, 90.25, which means they're used in more than just motors. And quick wire. This is the part that's gonna suck. 676.875. Which is... how much Caterium? I don't know. Caterium. That's not what I wanted. Caterium. Divide by 5. So 676.875 divide 5. 135.375. 135.375. 135.375. Fantastic. Now for the motor, we need to combine our rotors. Oh good, rotors are used for something else too! Oh my gosh! 65.5. Motor. 32.75. And stator. 65.5. Okay, so what else are everything used in? Rotors are used in motors and smart plating. Okay, so that's where the extra 5 are going, is to smart plating. Stators go to motors, automated wiring, and ECR. So the rest of the rotors don't need to be on the bus, they need to go off to the space elevator facility. The rest of the stators, half of them go to the other facility, the other half go to the ECR. Then, the motors are used in cooling system, modular engine, and turbo motors. So some of them have to go to the other facility, and the rest stay here. Great. Motors are made at a rate of 5 per minute. I need 32.75. Alright, we're gonna have our exact number, then we're gonna have our rounded number. I want to keep track. Aurora Borealis. Sick. Alright. So if I take this up to 35, what happens to the rest of these numbers? This number will then go up to 70. this number will go up to 70. 70 minus 65.5. Come on. 70 minus 65.5 is 4.5. So this will go up 90.25 plus 5. 94.75. Which is gross. Because these are made at a rate of 8 per minute. But you know what's not a gross number? 96 divided by 8. So if instead I take this to 96, the rest of these numbers should work pretty well. Times 2 to get this, so 96 times 2 is 192. And then times... divide 2, mult 15. Great! 720 divided by 5. Which still leaves me quite a bit of caserium left over. And we have 180 steel pipes. That's adding 12 steel pipes to the mix. And our exact margin for steel pipes was 767.5. Which only leaves us 20 left over. And I still have to add 4.5 here, so that takes us to 75. And the ratio is times 6 for you. So 450, which is not a small portion. But isn't this the only other use of wire? Yes, this is the only other use of wire. Okay, alright, that's good. That's good. Cable, automated wiring, and rotor. Okay, alright. Okay, so that's fine, actually. That's fine in terms of the wire. What's the ratio? Times 2 for the steel pipes, so that takes us to 150. So that's add an additional 9. So, what was it, 767.5? Or something stupid like that for the steel pipes? Yes. 767.5 plus 12 plus 9 leaves us pretty dangerously hanging. And we still need steel pipes for heavy modular frames, encased beams, and modular frames. Which are all really stupid ratios, too. I think for sake of this is already going to be really difficult, we go with these numbers. Because it gives us just that extra little bit of a margin, and it makes the math on the machines easier. Oh my gosh, but we've only got 10 minutes. And 35 divided by 5 is 7, so I would need 7 of these. I'd do 8 and a little bit of rounding. 96 divided by 8 is 12, so that's, you know, a stack. And then 75 divided by 5 is 15! 15! No, I don't like. Yeah, we're calling it. We're calling it there. We made some pretty gosh darn good progress, all things considered here. All the iron, all of the first initial processing. And we're at the point where we're splitting off to some of the more advanced stuff, which is going to get a lot more complicated very, very quickly. So let me catch up on chat, expand the platform, to pad some time a little bit and see if you've got anything else to say, and then we'll cut it off. Listen, funding this shit ain't cheap, and our society doesn't value the true important things. There's big stuff down there, I just know it. Stuff that could change the world. Like what? Silence! Silence! Wench. He's got interesting lore, but also a funny, once great scientist, now wacko conspiracy theorist leading a group of absolute geeks and nerds. Their outfits are inspired by ninjas for an idea of how ridiculous they look. So they're just ninja nerds. Complete random goes into unhinged rants about politics and society. I know a couple of people like that. Completely unprompted, they just start going off. And it's like, dude, who asked? Nobody asked. Nobody wanted to know. I recently found out that there's a conspiracy theory that the Earth is a slightly curved box. Like, you know, flat Earth is like, oh yeah, the Earth is just a disc, right? Well, apparently there's one where it's like, oh no, the Earth is more like a crushed pizza box, and there's angels guarding the four corners. Why the four corners? I don't know. Why a crushed pizza box is the analogy? I don't know. Why don't we have proof? NASA hiding it? NASA's ain't hiding shit. They don't have the funding right now, dude. My colleagues are about to be out of a job. Not actually, hopefully, but they have their funding review. I think next week is when the deadline is. Oh my gosh, I went through all my concrete. God's pizza. That's what we are. We live on God's pizza. Love the Aurora Borealis. This is gonna be sick once it's finished. Alright. So, to give an idea of what we've got next, the world is a complex dough with some nice cheese on top and some toppings. And then all the good things, we're cooked. We're just so very cooked. We're absolutely cooked. So to give an idea on what we have left to do, we need to do motors, which requires everything you see here. Then we've got AI limiters, which aren't too bad. I think we're doing this one, the plastic AI limiter. Oh my gosh, we only need half an assembler for that? Seriously? And 60 quickwire? That's it? Okay, I can see why that's all line 2. I have this broken down into quote-unquote lines. Kind of like how each one's been a group and a chunk so far. Like, the copper was kind of a chunk in and of itself, and then the iron is a chunk, and then the aluminum is a chunk, and the steel is a chunk. They're broken off into lines. It's like the motors will be a line, right? And then AI limiter, electromagnetic control rod is next, so that's more stators. And that only goes to the magnetic field generator, so that's actually amazing. And then circuit boards, which go to... I think I'm doing this one for the circuit board recipe, just the default. And that goes to high-speed connectors, computers, so we're not... Or, yeah, we are doing crystal computers. To computers. And adaptive control units. These. Great. And then high-speed connectors themselves go to automated wiring. So that's all the products for automated wiring done. Radio control units, and that's it. And that's line 2. Then line 3 is the heavy modular frame route. So we've got the modular frame. We're doing the steel frame recipe. Then that goes into versatile frameworks. Not this recipe, though. This one. And the heavy encased frame alternate recipe. The encased industrial beams only go into the heavy modular frames, which is very nice. Then the heavy modular frame goes into the adaptive control units, which only has one recipe. And the fused modular frame, which goes into the thermal propulsion rocket and pressure conversion cube, but that's later. Line 4 is heat sinks. We're using this recipe for the heat exchanger. That goes into the radio connection unit and the cooling system, which I think I'm using this recipe. I might be using cooling device. No, motor would have said if I was using cooling device. I am using cooling device. Cooling system, modular engine, and turbo motor is where motors go. So, yes, we are using cooling device. I bonked something, sorry. And then also supercomputers is happening here, apparently. And that's used in the neural quantum processor and the assembly director system. Then line 5 is going to be one of the biggest lines because crystal oscillators happen here. That's these. Computers also happen here because we're using the crystal computer alternate recipe. Those go to adaptive control units only. Pressure conversion cubes. Boom. Pressure conversion cube. Then nuclear pasta, of course. And then turbo motor. These guys. I think we're just doing the base recipe for these. Then line 6 is the last line. And finally we get to use the dark matter trap for the dark matter crystal. The singularity cells, which is our final use for concrete and iron plates, as well as the nuclear pasta that we made. Superposition oscillators, which are these guys, and the neural quantum processors, which are these guys. Then we get to move over to the next facility and do all of our, space elevator parts. Smart plating, everybody knows smart plating, modular engine, thermal propulsion rocket, ballistic warp drive, versatile framework, magnetic field generator, AI expansion server, and automated wiring, adaptive control units, assembly director system, and biomechanical sculptor. So we've got a lot to do. We do. We have a shit ton of stuff to do. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a good time, hopefully. But yeah, that is gonna be it for this one. So, woohoo! More industry, more belts, more passion, more energy. We believe in the Earth being a weird shape for a bit. The Earth isn't flat, moron. It's a cup. It's a donut. The abyss is the whole of the donut. Actually, that's my headcanon. That's absolutely my headcanon. But yeah, no, I think that's gonna be it. I think we're gonna wrap up now. Oh, my head hurts, and I get to go to work tomorrow and make my head hurt even more. Can't wait, can't wait. It's gonna be great. It's fun though. I genuinely enjoy these brain teasers. I enjoy these brain teasers a lot. So, any whoozy what's it? That is gonna be it for today. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. Please have yourselves all a fantastic rest of your day. Get some sleep if you need to. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This stream is in the bag. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Oh boy. We're gonna have just the best time doing all these motors and all the stuff. It's gonna be great. So I'll get a recap out at some point this week, and we will pick up next Monday. Ciao, y'all.